What's up, guys? I've got a lot of questions recently about my process, how I watch film, how I edit film. I'm going to break that down for you real quick. So we'll start with NBA games. For NBA games, for film, I use NBA League Pass 99.9% of the time. If I miss a game or if it's easier, sometimes I download it via torrent, but most of the time it's just NBA League Pass. I record that via my PS4, PlayStation 4, with a Elgato capture device. When you record out of a PS4 and I believe Xbox as well, you're gonna need a splitter because of the copyright issues or whatever. So you have a splitter that goes into the Elgato capture device that goes into the computer via USB. For older games, random games, sometimes I check torrent sites. A lot of NBA Finals games are out there on YouTube. There's some classic games out there that aren't available anywhere else. So sometimes I use YouTube Video Downloader to download games from YouTube. For NCAA or college basketball games, I use an application called Play On with Play Later. I bought this application, I think, 4 or 5 years ago when it was first coming out. It's got an application called Play Later and Play Mark that is absolutely phenomenal. Essentially, what it has, if you have an ESPN3 login, you can record games directly to your computer via MP4. They're about 2 to 3 gigabytes per game, and it just does it all for you. You just go overnight, choose the games you want to download or record. It records it to your computer. You wake up the next day, you have 6 to 7 downloads available, ready to edit or whatever you're going to do with them. And then for EuroLeague or international games, I use EuroLeague TV. That's going to be my big one this year for EuroLeague games. And then live basketball TV for like international competitions. So like the Eurobasket and some random, I think the VTB league is on there. Some random leagues are on there, international competitions. What I do with these at EuroLeague TV and the live basketball TV, I use what we call PlayMark. It's an extension that you can have in your web browser that all you do is just mark out and basically hit a button. It reads the video file it's playing, and then you can hit finish and it records it directly in Play On. So if I'm going to bed, I'll load up 5 or 6 games, to download that night and record that night and record the rest of the day. So when I wake up tomorrow, I got 6 EuroLeague games recorded. I can edit them that day or just save them on my hard drive space. Also, YouTube is some good for some EuroLeague games. The quality isn't very good. So you may not necessarily want to go to YouTube to check as your first source. I use it really as a backup or a random game source. You might find some random FC Barcelona games on from the Spanish league from certain users. Just depends on what you're looking for. But that's really a secondary source for me. The first source would be the EuroLeague TV and live basketball TV. How I edit them is different. I can get creative with my editing process. I recently just bought an iMac computer, so I use Final Cut Pro. It's fantastic. Before that, I used Sony Vegas and Corel Video Studio. Sony Vegas is much more complex, and you can do a lot more things with it. Corel is great for just simple video editing. Corel is also a lot cheaper. I think like $70 to buy the full license, whereas Sony Vegas is $300 to $350, I believe. Final Cut Pro is also $300, in case you guys were wondering. What I can also do is edit in VLC Media Player. VLC Media Player has an embedded recording option, so you can actually go and turn this option on in advanced options, and then when you're watching a game, you can hit the record button, let it play for a little bit, and then stop the recording, and it records to a video file into either your documents or your video folder, whatever you specify it as. What I love about this is, if I'm watching a game that I just downloaded randomly, I'll just pull up in VLC. I can, skip forward, back and forth real quick using Shift and over on the arrow keys. It skips 3 seconds, so you can if there's a pause or delay in the game, you can kind of skip till it gets to the point you want to go to. So if there's like a 2-minute break for an injury or, stoppage for a review, especially at the end of college basketball games, it's great for that. You can hit Shift over and it'll skip 3 seconds, or Shift up and it'll skip 10 seconds, and you can kind of skip around to get to the next point. So you can actually watch a 2-hour-long game in about 45 minutes to an hour if you're clipping out at the same time. That's using VLC Media Player. The way I name my files is a little bit different than most people might name their files. Essentially what I do is I break it down in categories. So for each team, you have a folder of the team name with the coach next to it. Then you have, inside that folder, you have multiple subfolders. So you'll have Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, and then you will have early offense, half court sets, horns, after timeout, sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds, end of game, or any special situations. So like after free throw or end of quarter, whatever you want to include. And then inside those folders, I actually create another folder and label it like fist up short or whatever the play name is going to be. That way I can actually go in, and if it's a counter, I don't have to label every single counter. I can just have the name of the counter inside that one play folder. So I know that's the main play. Inside can be the counters or just 1 through 4, whatever I label the play as. It's just an easy way for me to break it down and keep things organized, and just be able to go to a quick resource if I know I want to go to see the Golden State Warriors after timeout sets 2017 season. Here it is. For storage, I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to storage. I think I have like 20 terabytes of actual hard drive storage, some network, some regular. I recommend Seagate, Western Digital. I just got a 5 terabyte Seagate hard drive for my Mac on sale for $100 at Best Buy. So if you're patient enough, you can get a really good deal on storage space. It comes pretty cheap. But like I said, I edit on an iMac with Final Cut Pro as my main editing system right now. I hope this gave you guys a little bit of glimpse of how I edit and watch film and get film, and maybe help out anybody who's trying to get started in doing it. Thanks. Have a great day.